A local priest charged with sexually touching a woman in hospice care while he was supposed to be praying and ministering to her.
Austin police say it happened 5 months ago, but Father Gerald Lanksh has just been arrested. It happened last week, and he did not resign from the church until last month. KXAN investigator Aaron Cargill is live outside of APD headquarters and asked police what took so long. Aaron?
Well, Robert and Sydney, that's one of the biggest questions because during most of APD's investigation, Father Lanksh was still a pastor at St. Paul Parish. That church is in South Austin, and he was appointed pastor there in November of 2015. That's according to the Austin Diocese. We went by St. Paul today. The business manager said he's not here and told us to leave. Here's what police say happened. According to the arrest warrant, the family of a woman who was really sick with diabetes contacted the Knights of Columbus. The Catholic-based organization sent a priest to her home to give her her last rites, which are the final prayers and ministrations given to someone of faith. Police say Lanksh came to the house, the woman was in her bed, and the priest started inappropriately touching her chest and then her legs. Police say the victim was in shock, uncomfortable, and very confused about what the priest was doing. In the arrest warrant, there's a quote in there from her that she told police she felt like a nasty, dirty piece of meat. Police say the victim, who is still alive today, reported the abuse back on October 10th. But due to challenges with the case and scheduling conflicts, it took 5 months to build the case and make the arrest. So I asked, was there not fear during this time he could be hurting other women?
Anytime that we have a suspect who is involved in any type of crime, there's always a fear, but we can only do so much based on what we have and the evidence that we have at any given time. So we were able to finally get enough evidence and probable cause to file an arrest warrant.
That nothing can happen.
And just a quick Google search online today pulled up this. This is one of many videos of Father Lanksh posted online by the Schwinstatt Fathers for anyone to view. That's the movement he was a part of. He was also the director of the Schwinstatt movement here in Texas. I tried contacting them today. They wouldn't tell me where he has served prior to coming to Austin and serving at St. Paul since 2015. The Austin Diocese, they wouldn't tell me about his history either. They did say he will never work as a priest here in Austin again. All of his priestly duties have been stripped. Now, also, I have been asking the bishop here in Austin back at the end of January when the list came out of those priests accused of sexually abusing minors. I said, are there any plans to release a list of priests accused of abusing adults? I'll tell you what he said tonight at 6.
So what is the last rites process in the Catholic Church? The priest usually begins with the sign of the cross on the dying person. That is followed by the sacrament of confession if the person is conscious and able to speak. If they are not, the priest leads the person in an act of contrition, which is a prayer that expresses sorrow for sins. The priest will then lead the dying person in the Apostles' Creed or in the renewal of their baptismal promises. At this time, the priest does use holy oil on the person. After reciting the Lord's Prayer, the priest will offer communion to the dying person if they are conscious. The priest then finishes with a final blessing and more prayers.
In November, 6 women who say that they were abused sued the Catholic Diocese of Austin. Bishop Joe Vasquez and a priest known as Father Izzy were named in the lawsuit. It claimed that Father Izzy sexually abused women at the St. Thomas More Catholic Church in Northwest Austin. Accusers say he kissed and groped them in the church and even held them against their will in confessionals. They also claim that he showed up at their homes when he knew that their husbands weren't there. According to the lawsuit, some women complained, and the church just moved the priest to another parish. The women sued for more than $1 million in damages, including pain and suffering. A hearing is scheduled for mid-May.